Yeah, so we had Diwali this year actually on the 11th of November, but for the convenience of people, they do it celebrate at the temple on a weekend. So we had it yesterday. Diwali is essentially a festival of lights. So you will see people lighting up. They use now that we use the little LED lamps, but in good old days, people used to have little earthen pots with some kind of oil or something, some wick. So they light the whole house with those little lamps. It's very akin to using candles, but in Hinduism, there's a preference for using certain oils. Oils have some other benefits, some medicated benefits also when they burn. So we used to light those lamps. Now people have replaced it with LED lamps and all that. But the idea is the same. That it's basically lighting up. Pretty much similar to very much the way we do it in Christmas. We light up, right? So just like that, we light up our house. Um, uh, also for the same reason, people also use a lot of fireworks and that kind of display, and people eat a lot of sweets. So all of this is to celebrate um, victory of light over darkness. So Hinduism, a lot of people refer to Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism as religions. But in the true sense of the word, Hinduism is not strictly a religion. It is a way of life. Hinduism is based on principles that our sages, our ancestors, many thousands of years ago, they understood about nature, about life, about creation in general, and they codified that knowledge in various texts. So there's not one single text, not one single Bible in Hinduism, but there are multiple texts. All those texts are written in a language called Sanskrit, a very ancient language, but also a very precise and very well structured language. Okay, so they codified all of that knowledge they perceived, they understood in the form of those texts. Some of them are called the Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gitas, Puranas, and they form the basis of a way of life, a way of living, not really a religion, not as in having to strictly follow anything put down in those books, but the books themselves describing about life in general and the beauty of life. Okay, so in that sense, Hinduism is not a religion, but it's really a way of life. Um, an ancient name of that way of life is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatan means eternal, Dharma means values. So it's a set of eternal values that we all should live with. All human beings and their relation with other human beings, their relation with nature, other living beings. So those are those values, and Sanatana, as I said, is eternal. So it's basically a set of values that are timeless, that have always existed, that will always exist, and that's how we refer to Hinduism. As we say, it's a set of those values. It's about how to live your life well, how to have a good family life, how to give good values to your children, and how to be a responsible citizen of the society, a responsible citizen of a nation, and all that. See, I was born in a Hindu family, so my parents practiced the kind of prayers we do in Hinduism. People usually worship also at home, other than just at the temple. So ours is a very personal relationship with God, and right from the childhood days, we have been brought up to have that kind of relationship. But then, of course, because I'm a very, a person with a scientific bent of mind, I always used to question as to, why I have to do this ritual in this way. As a little kid, I always questioned. So I think till the time I was in my teens and I grew up in college, I was still questioning. But now I'm at a point where I'm trying to inquire more. Okay, I'm trying to know as to the answers to the why questions, as to, if I'm born, of another person is born, why is this person born, and why is this person doing things the way they are doing? So there has to be some reason beyond just that we were born and we are living and we will be gone. This is a very rich temple. In many of the Indian temples, you will not get to see so many different depictions. But because we have a huge diaspora of people from different parts of India, there are also different forms represented here. And again, in Hinduism, even though you see so many forms, it's not polytheistic, as in it's not worshipping multiple gods and goddesses. These are various forms of describing the single absolute. The absolute we call is Brahman. So that Brahman may be described in many forms. Trinity is one of such forms, and then so many other forms we describe: Ganesha, Durga, Parvati, Lakshmi, Saraswati. There are again various forms of describing the different attributes of Brahman. Karma. You've heard of karma? Karma is deeds. They say, if you sow well, you get good. If you sow bad, you get bad. So it's just like that. That's how karma works. So if you do good karma will always come back to you. It may not be in this lifetime. It may be in another lifetime. That's quite possible, because we don't restrict ourselves to this lifetime. Most of us think that I am just this body, but in Hinduism, the approach is that you're not the body. The soul part of you is something that is imperishable and will always keep coming back in different body forms. Okay? So your karma may not bring result right now. It may be in another life form. Your bad karma may also not bring result now, maybe in another life form, but it will come back to you.